every so often you're going to come across a proportions problem where it seems that it's giving you all the information. It feels like there's nothing to solve for, even though it does ask you a question. This is a good example we've got here. There's a 4-foot tall, 2.5-foot wide statue. Seth is going to make a scale model using the scale 7 inches equals 1 foot. What are the dimensions of his scale model? Well, they've given us 4 numbers, so how in the world are we going to set up a proportion to solve for something when they've given us 4 numbers? The answer is this. It's actually 2 problems. We have to deal with the height and then the width separately, as if they're 2 different problems. We're going to do it like this. Okay? I'm going to separate my paper. I know I have 2 problems, so I'm just going to separate it. Let's deal with the height first. Alright? Now I know the scale. 7 inches represents 1 foot. I know that. I'm just going to leave that like it is. 7 inches represents 1 foot. Now, as far as the height goes, it told me it was 4 feet tall, right? So I come back down to my fraction. And 4 feet, well, this was 7 inches represents 1 foot, right? So we need to know x inches represents 4 feet. And same old, cross multiply and divide. We end up with 28 inches. So this model that Seth is building is going to be 28 inches tall. Now we got to look back. What's the next thing we got to do? Well, now we got to deal with width. Okay? So wide. Again, it's the exact same scale that I'm working with. 7 inches represents 1 foot. But this time, we want to know how many inches represents 2.5 feet. Again, we're just going to cross multiply and divide. And you should get 17.5 inches. So the model, the scale model that Seth is building, is going to be 28 inches tall and 17.5 inches wide. Okay? Now, why don't you try one? And here's how we're going to do this. I'm just going to kind of switch up some numbers here for you. Alright? We're going to change that. And we're going to change this over here. And we're going to change this up here. Alright. Now, Seth is doing another model. This model, though, is 28 feet tall and, 93 feet wide. It's a very odd-looking statue. So he's going to use a scale. 17 inches represents 3 feet. Okay? And my question to you is still the same. What are the dimensions of this model that Seth is making in the scale? We know the dimensions in real life. We know it's 28 feet by 93 feet. And I want to know what are the scale dimensions, or what are the dimensions of his scale model. Let's go ahead and pause the tape and try and figure it out. Alright, I'm hoping you paused because I'm going on. I don't want you to be cheating over there. Alright, again, solved in the exact same way. It's 2 separate problems. Even though they give us 4 numbers, 2 problems. Okay, I'm going to deal with the height first. 28 feet. I know my scale. 17 inches is 3 feet. And I know it's 28 feet tall, but I don't know how many inches. So again, I just do cross multiplying and dividing, like we always do. And you should get x is 158 and, wrong number, 2/3 inches. It's a rather tall model, but that's okay. And then we deal with the width, the 93 feet. Again, my scale, 17 inches, represents 3 feet. I need to know how many inches for 93 feet. And same old, cross multiply and divide. You should get 527 inches. Very, very large model, I know. So sometimes when it feels like they've given you too much information in a problem, it's probably going to be broken down into 2 or 3 or 4 different problems. So always check for that.